90s freaking detailing and crime scene cleanup. Remember, the only thing I use at night is your mother. Today's episode, we're going to clean this Ford 9000. Whoever was working in here last left a freaking mess, doggy. So I have to spend like 600 years to clean this up. But it's fine. It's fine. There. Not the best job in the world, but got at least the surface dust off. There's still dust underneath, but we should be good for the most part. We got kind of presentable again. I got an early Christmas gift. My mom wanted to help out with my project here. She decided to buy me a nice little bed. So even has a little bit of red in it. Look at that. I can put that in there, and then I'll have a little bed, and I'll never come home, and my wife will hate my guts. Oh, hi. Let's see how we open this. TK Luxury Fort Garry Special. Place mattress in desired area. Remove mattress from box. Using scissors, carefully cut the outer bag. It'd be touching my head basically if I got a bigger mattress, so this one should work pretty good. It's like a little tight, but I think the tightness is because of my wall. My wall is thicker. I want to make the walls thicker when I built the walls, so we'll let this expand and we'll come back to it. Awesome. Yo, welcome back to another rendition of Zebra X-Ray Charlie. Today, we're going to continue with the cab over. So, I don't know how much I'm going to get done. Just like every other episode, I might get nothing done. But hopefully I get some things, because I kind of want to put out more cab over videos. I have more fun on the cab over, but I have all these side projects I need to get done to either continue the cab over or get done while the weather is nice. So today the speedo and RPM wires ran, and maybe get those into the truck. So that should be good to go when I put the gauges in. So electronic RPM and speedometer. What we do is we have a sender. The Stewart Warner number here is blah 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 blah. There it is right there. It's sender kit for all the Stewart Warner electronic gauges. So what it basically is you have your little pin that goes into well, for my case, the RPM is off the air compressor. So this little pin hooks into this guy here, square drive in there, and this end has a square. And then we have the end that turns with the speedometer. Usually I see this end, so I don't know any better. I could be wrong. This could go in backwards, but this goes in like that, and then we screw it on, and then it spins the sender around and around and around. So yeah, let's get this on here. Something I should mention with these things though too is the back of the speedometer. The Speedo has a set button that you drive exactly 1 mile with this, and it will set the speedometer automatically. And the back of the RPM gauge, you actually count how many points this thing has. This thing usually has 8 points, and then you can set it at the back of the RPM gauge to set these, so they read correctly. To clean the back of the transmission here, this is the speedometer cable that's coated in 300 billion grams of oil that looks like from a leaking transmission. Hopefully it's fine, but we'll clean that up, and then I'm going to sort of measure out to see how long of wire I'll need to go there, because I'll need 3 wires to there, and then I need 3 more wires into where that blue rag is there that go up into the cab. I'm thinking of using these holes here to do it. So let me get some degreaser and see if I can clean off the speedometer cable. That one's a little loose. So it's good to have a good selection of wrenches, because it's better to have all the sizes that you need. And I have a 1-inch wrench right here, and it's going to fit on pretty snugly, I think. Prove me, frickin' wrench. How do you loosen? That's tightening. There we go. See, 1-inch wrench, snug as can be. Just like that. Ooh. That cable is a big cable. Let's check the other side now. I might have an issue with my tissue here. Show you what I'm dealing with here. So, into the transmission, it has that square drive right there. And the drive I have is a small square drive. There's quite a size difference here. Oh yeah. So, this one looks like it goes into a transmission, which I need one that looks like that and goes into my thingamajig. So I'm gonna do some investigations and see if I can find something that will adapt. That's what I got going for me here. So I got the one end of the electronic thing in here. I'm going to, I don't have a lathe, so I'm freaking jerry rigging this thing to stay still on this bench. And then I'm going to cut it down so I can tap this into the other side. So side of the shop is a pretty rare place. It's usually just another storage area. So, but we're gonna see if I can tap this. Haven't been filming because I've been kind of screwing around here. What happened is I broke off the end because I grinded it too short. If it will focus. I grinded the 1 and 2 short, so what I did is with the nub, I cut off the big piece from the old cable, and then I drilled into it a bit so it would fit inside, and then I welded it up and then grinded it back down. So what we're doing is we're making an inline connection. I didn't really film the first part of this because just talking to a lot of people. But on our wiring harness, we need to run ground to the closer piece on the truck, the closer sender. So instead of like running like 6 wires, I made an inline connection, and I'm gonna take 2 wires off that and then solder them together and then put some heat shrink over it to keep it from the elements. All that floor garbage. Here's my wiring harness for the speedometer and RPM gauge. Oh my gosh, my hair is freaking... Anyways. So, we go from inside the truck all the way up to the gauges. It goes through the floor and then down on the frame rail. We have a split right here, I showed you on camera, and goes all the way to the back. And then I cleaned up the ends so they don't come out. I'm actually running out of time here, so sadly this will have to be another video. Good day, so it's next week of the last video, well, the same video that you're watching now. I ended up getting a cold, but I wanted to get the wiring in because I felt really bad that I didn't have time last weekend. So I'm going to do that and add it to the end of the video. Some things I'll show you. My mirrors came in finally. So they have the black back and then they're heated. So I got those good, and then I tore apart the bars even more and got them blasted. And then I blasted the back of these guys. So I'm going to paint those black too. Anyways, let's get going here. Like I said, I'm sick. We'll see after I'm done this. We'll see if I do make a video for next week or if I'll skip that or do something else. I feel like $0 right now, but let's get going here. First job of the day is to take out the old cable that runs to the back. I'm not sure how hard it's going to be, but I'm going to get a wrench here and start from the front and then see if it will come out. Hopefully you can see it. It is right there. So I'm gonna take that out. I don't know what size it is. 3/4. It's a 3/4. And it's pretty loose, it looks like. Oh, pretty simple. I'm a professional. We got the cable now. We're going to run it from basically the center where the Y is up front, and then we're going to run it to the back.
starting to hate this tripod. It never gets high enough. Like, you're basically frame level. What I end up doing is I don't have a 3 plug, so I have a 2 we'll use for power and ground, and then we'll have the one here for the sender. They're waterproof plugs, so that's nice. Garbage right now. But yeah. Cut these all the same. And then we'll use the handy dandy click. Just a quick little video. That's what it looks like when it's all together. So now if I ever have to replace that, hopefully never, I could just put on more plugs and we should be good to go.
Tree sperm everywhere. I had an issue where this right here, this nut just kept sort of spinning, but it's in there tight now, so I'm hoping it's good. Worst case Ontario, I either have to rethread it or fix it somehow. I could just JB weld it in. But that's in there now, so I have the 1 gauge ready here. And then I just have to hook up the wires. I'll solder those in and then run it up to the front. And again, if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage it. It makes me feel a little bit better. Give me a like. You guys have a good night.